Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be looking at complementary, supplementary, vertical, adjacent, and congruent angles. So similar to these problems that you see up on the screen here. Just a reminder, this is the speedrun version where we're going to go through it pretty quickly. If you'd like the normal version of the lesson, I will link that in the description below. All right, your Ricasso Recap starts now. In 30 seconds or less, here's what you need to know before you start this lesson. Firstly, you should already be familiar with how to name angles and know about vertexes and the three letters. Okay, if you want a refresher on this topic, I will link that in the description below. Please go watch that before you start this lesson. All right, new lesson starts now. Here we go. Adjacent just means side by side. So for example, angle 2 and angle 1 are adjacent because they're right next to each other. But angle 2 and angle 4 are not adjacent because they're not right next to each other. So angle 4 and angle 2, are they right next to each other? No, they are not. Angle 2 and angle 3, absolutely not. Angle 4 and angle 1, yes, they are. And angle 3 and angle 1, definitely not. All right, vertical and congruent angles. So we're going to use a different color here. Vertical angles, you have to be able to see an X that is drawn on this diagram. And there are actually a couple of them. Let's start with the one that I think is the most obvious. So this X right here. Vertical angles are the opposite parts of the X. So for example, angle 4 and angle 1 are on opposite sides of the X. And so we say that angle 1 and angle 4, they are vertical angles. And vertical angles are also congruent, which means they're equal. So if one of these is 50 degrees, the other one is also 50 degrees. And the symbol for congruent is an equal sign with sort of a squiggle line above it. So we say that angle 1 is congruent to angle 4. Now also, the other sides of the X are also vertical angles and congruent. So this side and this side are also equal. However, notice how we have like 5 and 6 and 2 and 3. We've got too many numbers in there, so those are not vertical angles. All right. What else do we have in this drawing? Let's look at another X. How about we do this one and this one? And now we look for opposite angles, and the opposite angles that I see are 2 and 5. So angle 2 is congruent to angle 5. They're also vertical. All right, last pair here. Let's look at this X right here. And I see that angle 3 and angle 6, angle 3 is congruent to angle 6. Side note here, the red half box or half square that you see right here just means that this is a right angle, so it's 90 degrees. All right, complementary angles means that they combine to make a right angle. So we just said a second ago that we know angle 3 is a right angle because of the red square, but also it means that now angle 4 is a right angle. Here, let's use red actually. Let's use the red. It means this is a right angle. It also means that this is a right angle. And it also means that this is a right angle. So complementary to angle 2 means that it has to add up to 90 degrees. And so notice that angle 2 and angle 1, if we combine those, has to be 90 degrees. And so our answer is just angle 1. All right, last one for today. It says, which angle is supplementary to angle DFA? Supplementary means, let's use this. Supplementary means that when I combine them, I get 180 degrees. Or another way to say that is I get a flat line. So let's draw DFA here. That's not DFA. DFA is here. So the question is, what angle can I combine with this to make a perfectly flat line? We'll use a different color here. And the answer is BFA. Okay? If I combine these two, right, from here to here, I get this flat line right here. You could also think of it as I get a half circle, which is 180 degrees, a semicircle. All right, so the answer for this problem is angle AFB, or if you want to reverse that, that is perfectly fine. That would be BFA. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these 4 problems on your own. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, you should have said that DFA and BFC are congruent to each other. For the second problem, you should have said that angle 5 and angle 3 are complementary. And I'll make a quick note about that one because it's a little bit tricky. You have to be able to see that these 3 angles make 180 degrees, right? So angle 3 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 equals 180. You know that angle 4 is 90 degrees because we have a corner here and it's vertical with angle 1, it's opposite angle 1. So that means that 3 and 5 have to combine to 90, which is the definition of complementary. For the third problem, you should have gotten angle BDC, and notice that even though it says select all that apply, there is only one right answer here. And for the last problem, you should have said that angle 1 is supplementary to angle 4. The reason for that is because this is a right angle. Okay, angle 4 is a 90-degree angle. So angle 1 and angle 4, 2 right angles equals 180. All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.